Hey, it's Tuxedo Mark. It's 3:32 p.m. on Monday, June 16, 2025. And stuff I got, but first, an update on Tara. Okay, so 3 days ago was her follow-up vet appointment where she was supposed to get her shots and stuff done. I don't think it was everything, and there's something that she's due for on like July 4th that I have to take her in for. But I was told afterwards, okay, she tested negative for everything, so that's good, and that I could introduce her to the other cats. So that's what I did when I brought her home. I'm not sure where she is right now. I want to show her to you on camera for the first time, but I'm not sure where she is. Uh, there was a little thing earlier today where she threw up, I think, on the floor. It was all brown liquid or something. It was probably her cat food that she ate earlier. I don't know what that was about. But overall, she's been doing good. One thing that's interesting is okay, oh, here she is, Tara. Tara, come here. Tara. Here's Tara. See? Tara, say hi to the internet. Hi, Tara. Okay. All right. So anyway, here's the thing. When I took her to the vet when I first got her on May 14th, um, she was estimated to be 9 weeks old. But when I took her again 3 days ago on June 13th, that uh, figure was revised. They think she's now about 8 or 9 weeks old. In fact, yesterday I found this little tube, an empty tube, stuck inside uh, her carrier, in like a little compartment in her carrier. They must have left it there. They must have stuck it there for some reason. It says keep out children's reach for veterinarian use only. I don't know if they even meant to give this to me because it's empty. Um, but anyway, it says Terra cat, breed domestic short hair, color silver tabby, sex female, weight 2 pounds. Now here's the thing: they weighed her in her latest visits, and I think they said she gained only like around a half pound since the last time. So that's why they think she's younger than she should be because she's below the weight of someone that would be like 13 weeks old at this point. So they're saying her age now is 9 weeks old, or at least as of 3 days ago. And they put down a rather arbitrary birthday. I guess it's like an estimate of April 9th, which is a bit odd. But since I found her, I didn't find her, but they found her at Walmart and they gave her to me. They found her on May 14th. So that was like 1 month and 5 days after her estimated birthday. So that would mean she would have been around 5 weeks old at the time. Oh, Domino just hopped up here. Hi, Domino. Hi, Domino, sweetie. Hi. Domino, you want to come on camera? Domino, sweetie, you want to come on camera? Come on. Don't step on that, please. Domino. Domino. Hi. Say hi to the internet. Anyway, so that's the update on Tara. She's doing good. Um, Now I want to show you the latest stuff that I got. First, I got this a while ago. I just haven't done a video about it until now. I found this random anime film um, at Walmart. It's called The Colors Within. And it says it's from Naoko Yamada, director of A Silent Voice, which I haven't seen. It also includes her short film Garden of Remembrance. All right, so apparently it's a coming of age story featuring music. Totsuko has a unique way of seeing the world. She can see colorful auras around people, though she isn't able to see her own. The seeing auras thing reminds me of Tara from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Anyway, she finds herself drawn to her classmate Kimi. I don't know if Kimi's supposed to be a boy or a girl, who glows with the most beautiful color of all. To get closer to Kimi, Totsuko forms a band with her and Rui, a quiet musician who plays the theremin. So I guess this is Rui, because I don't recognize this instrument, so I assume that's the theremin. So then this would be Kimi, I guess, unless this is Kimi and this is Totsuko. I'm not sure. As the newfound friends develop the sound of their music, they start to uncover the desires driving the heart of their songs. So they don't describe much of a plot here. It's an hour and 41 minutes long. Bonus features Garden of Remembrance short film, live talk and drawing with Naoko Yamada, crate digging and photo walk with Naoko Yamada, director scene breakdown, starting a band with Kensuke Ushio, and color palette special featurettes. Okay, so I just picked this up on a whim because I know nothing about this, but it seems cute. And a few days ago, I went out shopping. I went to Bell's. It's a local Florida store. This requires a bit of an explanation. Florida has two different stores called Bell's, technically. And up until recently, the main one was called Bell's, and it's kind of similar to like Kohl's or JCPenney, maybe. It's a full department store type of thing. And then there's Bell's Outlet, which is the one I went to, and that is very similar to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Ross. Same exact format, basically. Just the color scheme is different. Now, around a year or two ago, and I'm not sure when this change occurred, they renamed Bell's to Bell's Florida, and they renamed Bell's Outlets to Bell's. So, yeah, that's a bit confusing. But I guess they renamed the main store to Bell's Florida because there is a different Bell's chain in Texas that's unrelated. So maybe they were trying to differentiate between the two. That's just a guess on my part. I have no idea why they changed the names. But anyway, I got a pair of blue jeans. This is a modern bootcut jeans. And it says the MSRP was $68. And I got it for $19.99, and it says compare at 40. But yeah, the MSRP originally was apparently $68. Um, I figured I need a pair of jeans for fall time. These look pretty cute. Look at this. So it's boot cut jeans, 34 wide, 30 long. I tried it on in the dressing room, and it's stretchy. It says high performance stretch denim, ultra soft. It's got all of the original tags on. This is the Indigo Skins brand. So I don't buy clothing too often. Usually I get like some kind of pop culture t-shirts. But I got a pair of jeans. This isn't going to be for work because I've got a ratty old pair of blue jeans that has holes in it that I use for work because, quite frankly, I don't need to dress up for my job. I'm not going to waste these on work. It's just going to be for like when the weather cools down. And mostly I got it because I was like looking into Twilight Core fashion. Yeah. Twilight Core apparently started as a fashion trend on TikTok in like 2021 or something. I only recently found out about it maybe a couple months ago. But it's because Netflix added the Twilight films around that time, and lots of people rediscovered it or discovered it for the first time. So I started looking into what Twilight Core is. So basically, it's what the characters wear in the films. It's not really about the books, and the books rarely describe fashion, and when they do, most people are like, eh. But it's about what they wear in the movies, particularly the first film and New Moon, I think. Mostly Bella. It's centered mostly around Bella. Sometimes they combine it with Elena Gilbert from the Vampire Diaries, even though her fashion isn't exactly the same as Bella's. But Bella basically wears like low-rise, boot-cut jeans, Converse sneakers, which I looked into, and they're incredibly expensive. Particularly the Chuck Taylors. So those are expensive, but Bella wears those shoes, and she also wears like Henley t-shirts and a lot of plaid. So I might get like Henley shirts or some kind of plaid shirts. Or flannel, like when it gets colder. But I got a pair of jeans to start off with. I'm not sure why I'm so interested in dressing like Bella, but speaking of, I never read the books before. I've watched the movies. I got like a DVD box set years ago, cheap. So I've seen all of the movies, and I rented them before that as well. Back when we had like video rental stores, I went to like Movie Gallery. I rented Twilight, New Moon, and I saw Eclipse in the theaters, and that was the only film in the series that I went to the theater to saw. It got a few laughs. Charlie's line, I'm starting to like Edward a lot more. I got a laugh. And Jacob's, besides, I'm hotter than you, that got a laugh. But anyway, I also recently got the extended edition on Blu-ray, which is basically just the deleted scenes add back into the movie. So I decided to read the book chapter by chapter. I've done only 2 chapters so far, but I read a chapter in the book, and then I watch the movie up to that point, the same point that the chapter left off So chapter 1 basically translates to like the first 12 minutes of the film. And then chapter 2 is like the next 11 minutes. So I'm 23 minutes in. Now, this film is 126 minutes long. Or at least, you see, it's got both versions of the film on here. I assume the running time that he lists is for the extended edition. But anyway, I'm 23 minutes into a 126-minute film, and it covers only the first 2 chapters of the novel so far. There are 24 chapters in the novel, plus an epilogue, so like 25 chapters basically. So I'm guessing that as I continue further on into the novel and the movie, I'm going to notice more and more stuff get cut. They did add some stuff to the movie. In fact, I might as well talk about the differences that I've noticed so far. They've added like an extra sense of danger. Starting in chapter 2, Charlie says he's going off to investigate some deaths or something in another town. From what I've heard in the novel, it's basically just a teen romance thing until they add the bad vampires like near the very end of the novel just to give some extra drama. In the movie, they decide to like sprinkle a bit of that in ahead of time just to kind of up the stakes. Also, they introduced Jacob way early in the movie, like in the equivalent to chapter 1 portion of the movie, like immediately, like right after Bella arrives at her house. Because in the book, basically what happens is Bella, takes a plane to Seattle, smaller plane to what was some other town, and then Charlie's there to pick her up and drive her to Forks. And during the drive, he informs her that he got her a truck. He asks her if she remembers Billy Black. She's like, no, because in the book, Bella is very bad with like names and faces. She really doesn't remember people. They changed that in the movie. So Charlie describes the truck, and Bella sees it once they get to the house. In the movie, they changed it. So they get to the house, no mention of the truck, because they changed it to where Charlie just buys the truck off Billy, like while Bella's up in her room getting settled. Bella comes outside. Charlie mentions, hey, I just bought this off Billy. This is your truck now. You remember Billy, right? She's like, oh, yeah, sure. And then they introduce Jacob. Jacob's not even mentioned in the book yet, and I'm 2 chapters in. And Bella's like, oh, yeah, we used to play together as kids or something. I'm guessing when Jacob shows up in the novel, I don't know, but I'm guessing she probably is not going to remember him at all. But yeah, they wanted to introduce Jacob early in the movie. Okay, so and they trim a lot of like stuff of Bella at school. At Forks High School, the description in the book, I assume, is accurate to how it is in real life. It's mostly separate buildings with numbers on each of the buildings. And the front office It's actually its own separate building, and Bella just parks right outside it. In the movie, it looks like a typical high school. Nothing unusual about it. Um, they reorder like Bella's first day at school. Um, they have like the Cullens make a grand entrance into the cafeteria, whereas in the novel they're already just sitting there, and Bella takes notice of the fact that they, or at least Edward, doesn't eat and just throws his food out. None of that is in the movie. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I'm noticing. Not like huge differences, but also, um, Charlie takes Bella out to eat in the film because apparently it's a tradition. Um, like first day, like for her, the first day of any of her visits, he takes her out to eat at this one uh, diner, I guess. Um, in the uh, in the book, Bella kind of falls into a traditional matriarchal role where she does the grocery shopping at a Safeway and cooks dinner for her dad. Um, I'm glad that that got changed for the movie. Um, reading the book, you can definitely see some of Stephanie Meyer's Mormonism seep in there. But anyway, let's look at the special features on this thing. Audio commentary by with Catherine Hardwicke, Robert Pattinson, and Kristen Stewart. I heard Robert Pattinson roasts Twilight in the audio commentary and probably in some other interviews too. So I can't wait to listen to this. Muse performing Supermassive Black Hole. Don't really care for that song, but Decode music video with Paramore. It's interesting that they word that differently. They say Muse performing, but then they say for Decode, it's a music video. I don't know if there's any difference. Anyway, leave out all the rest of the music video by Linkin Park. I kind of like Linkin Park, kind of sort of because of the Transformers films. And mostly I got into Paramore because of Twilight. And in fact, they did a song called Monster for I don't know if they did it for the movie, but it's in the movie. For Transformers Dark of the Moon, the third film. Then we got extended scenes with director's introduction. That's a special feature. I assume the extended scenes would be within the film itself. Are there extended scenes that are separate from the extended edition? I don't know. But so that's that. Now yesterday, finally got around to watching this. Apparently I ordered it back in 2019, only got around to watching it yesterday. Coyote Ugly, and I watched the extended edition. I watched most of the bonus features. I listened to the audio commentary this morning. So I saw this back in the theaters back in like 2000 with my niece when she visited down here. I haven't seen it since then, but yeah, it's a good film. Apparently, it's got bad ratings on like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, but I like this film. Uh, um, so Yeah, not much to say about this. I will mention the extended cut features kind of a gratuitous sex scene, but it's not Piper Perabo in the close up, like topless shots. She used a body double for that. But anyway, so yeah, not much else to say about this. There are the extended cut is about 6 minutes longer than the theatrical cut, but then there's also around 6 minutes worth of deleted scenes that aren't in either cut. And judging by what the actors say on the actors' commentary, there's even more stuff that was cut, that was filmed and cut, that we still haven't seen because it hasn't been released. Um, but anyway, one thing that's odd is when I was watching it yesterday, I was watching the audio commentary, and I had the display information on so I could keep track of the running time while I was listening to audio commentary. And my 4K player listed the video as being 4K instead of Blu-ray, and I'm wondering why it did that. Is it because it's a 4K player and it was upscaling it? I don't know. But yeah, this is not 4K. In fact, I don't think the movie has been released in 4K from what I can tell. I just noticed this in the bonus features. The last thing that they mention in all caps is total menus. What does that mean? But yeah, I enjoy Coyote Ugly. What can I say? And I love the music. I got both soundtrack albums. And yeah, not much else to say. Watching Parks and Rec, Cobra Kai. Yeah, so that's what's going on. And it's 4 p.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.